Thank you very much, Valve, for sending me this 512GB Steam Deck. Watch this video to find out how you can get yours too. It's upside down. Back in July 2021, Valve announced the Steam Deck, the power of a PC in the palm of your hand. Packed with a custom Zen 2 AMD processor, a 7-inch touchscreen, and a battery that can perform anywhere from about 2 to 8 hours of gameplay depending on the game. Valve put global reservations live on the 16th of July for 3 different SKUs for the Steam Deck. All have the same innards, with the exception of storage: 64GB eMMC, 256GB SSD, and 512GB SSD. The 512 has a special anti-glare finish to the screen, and all have the option of a microSD expansion. Reserving a Steam Deck placed people into a queuing system, but to reserve one you would have had to made a purchase on Steam prior to June 2021. A clever system to fight bots, scalpers, and the nefarious sorts who don't even want the unit for themselves. At this time I was actually in Brighton, playing a spot of mini golf, but I was able to sit tight and get in the queue to pre-order my deck at 6 PM. Unfortunately the servers were of course loaded and the payment page took an eternity to clear, but once it did my pre-order was in. Valve then announced that they would not be able to hit the launch of Q4 2021, and after all it pushed the launch back a few months to Q1 2022, finally releasing on the 25th of February 2022. Despite my pre-order going through in the first 13 minutes, I was still in the second quarter. I found a Reddit thread by user Fami who was cleverly compiling known orders coming through and listing them by region, so the USA, the UK and EU, and then its SKU, the 64GB, the 256GB and the 512. Using Steam's reserve time and converting the epoch tick to a real time, it is possible to see exactly what time Valve received the pre-order. Even at the time of recording, the 512GB units in the UK and the US have barely moved forward by 20 minutes. The smaller the capacity, the faster the queue is moving, and the EU queue is moving faster, but 2.5 months after the launch and Valve has still barely fulfilled the first few hours worth of orders. However, this thread is great because it will give users a closer estimation to when they'll be able to get their order, and looking at the difference from the last batch of orders, they'll be able to see roughly when theirs is going to come up. Now, Valve haven't really done much to help people in this regard, so Fami is an absolute legend, but Valve are only telling people when they're quarterly going to get their Steam Deck, and that's not really good enough. I was told I was in Q2, that's any time between April and June. I could get a random email and I could potentially lose my pre-order if I don't pre-order it within the first 72 hours. Luckily though, I did get that email notification, and on the April 28th, I got a notification in Steam as well. Now you can go back to the Steam Deck page while logged into Steam to complete your transaction, although remember you will only have 3 days to complete your purchase. You'll then come to the Steam shopping cart page. Click Purchase for myself. It may ask you to log back into Steam though. Then enter your shipping information, then add in your payment method, hit continue, and then you'll need to read, obviously, and agree to the terms and conditions by ticking the box and clicking Purchase. You'll get a receipt as soon as you do with any other Steam purchase, and a confirmation email as well. So that initial email came through on Thursday evening for me. However, it wasn't until Monday morning that they dispatched it, and then it just didn't budge. I just felt like it took forever, but it wasn't really that long. It dispatched from the Netherlands, and it wasn't until later on Wednesday afternoon that it landed in the UK, and then a note came through that it was arriving on Thursday, and then I got a note saying it was arriving by Parcelforce, a UK distributor, and it arrived. So what are my initial impressions? Well, it's big, but it's actually not as big as I thought it would be. Everyone was claiming that the thing was huge, and actually it is sizable, but it's a good size. The closest thing I can compare it to is the Wii U gamepad, but then the deck has a fair more amount of heft to it, but it does feel far more ergonomic. But I need a bit more time with this, so more impressions will be coming in the next couple of weeks, once I've had some time with it. However, I really wanted to do this video to show people the process that it takes to go through and pre-order it, because there's not really that much out there at the moment showing people what happens when you do receive your email and then getting it through. If you are still looking to reserve a Steam Deck, you could be waiting a really long time. I think chip shortages in China, as well as multiple other things going on there with lockdowns, etc. It could be a while before production on this really ramps up. Valve said they are trying to step up production, but I have a feeling that they didn't necessarily account for what's happening in China at the moment. So it could be a while, and hopefully people do start to get their Steam Decks, because I want this to be a successful, great piece of kit. Guys, let me know if you want to know anything about the Steam Deck, and I will include it in a future video. But for now, that's everything.